Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Let me ask you something that might sting a little. When was the last time you felt a woman was truly loyal to you? Not your money, not your charm, not your potential, but you. If that question made you pause, good. Because what I'm about to reveal will shake the foundation of what you think you know about loyalty. Before we dive in, make sure you hit that subscribe button and give this video a like. Because what I'm sharing today isn't just another dating tip. It's the raw, unfiltered psychology of how women actually bond and what they're loyal to deep down. Now, here's the truth. Women are not loyal to men. They are loyal to feelings. That's right. What women attach themselves to isn't the person. It's the emotional experience that person creates inside them. If you give her peace, she'll crave you. If you give her excitement, she'll chase you. If you give her validation, she'll depend on you. But the moment those feelings fade, she detaches, and she won't even realize she's doing it. Because biologically and psychologically, loyalty to emotion feels like loyalty to you until it doesn't. See, as a woman, I can tell you something most won't admit. We are constantly scanning for emotional alignment. That means if the connection feels off, if your energy changes, if you stop making her feel the way she once did, she starts to emotionally drift. It's not always malicious, sometimes it's subconscious. A woman's mind ties loyalty to the emotional state a man gives her. When that emotional state changes, her loyalty recalibrates. Men often think loyalty is about time, history, or shared memories. It's not. You could spend years with someone and lose her overnight, not because she stopped loving you, but because she stopped feeling you. That's the invisible line between devotion and distance. And the cruel part, most men never see it coming. They think loyalty is a promise, but to a woman, it's a feeling that must be constantly renewed. This is why good men get blindsided. You give her everything, attention, care, love. But if your presence no longer evokes the emotions she's addicted to, she's gone mentally, long before she leaves physically. The real question isn't, will she be loyal to me? It's, what emotions have I trained her to associate with me? Let's get brutally honest. A woman's loyalty is earned every single day, and it's earned emotionally, not materially. You could have the biggest house, the fastest car, the perfect job, but if you don't create the feelings she craves, none of that matters. What women are loyal to is a sense of emotional security and elevation, feeling safe yet alive, understood yet challenged. If you stop providing that, her mind starts wandering, even if she doesn't consciously realize it. Think about it this way. Loyalty isn't a switch that flips when she says, "I'm committed." It's a living, breathing response to the energy you give her. Every interaction, every text, every conversation is a deposit into an invisible emotional bank. And every time you fail to make her feel something, anything, that bank slowly empties. Once it's depleted, loyalty vanishes. The scary truth? Most men are unaware of the bank balance until it's zero. Here's where many men get trapped. They confuse loyalty with predictability. They think that if they show up, pay attention, and maintain consistency, a woman will naturally stay. But the human brain doesn't work that way. Women crave dynamic energy. They want to feel desire, intrigue, and admiration, not just comfort. Comfort is fine in small doses, but if it's all you offer, you become a background fixture, invisible in her mind. Loyalty, in her eyes, is tied to being irreplaceable in her emotional landscape, not being present in her daily routine. And this is the part men hate. Women are wired to seek fulfillment of their emotional needs elsewhere if they don't get it from you. Sometimes that's another man. Sometimes it's friendships. Sometimes it's social validation online. The human brain is designed to seek reward. It's not personal, it's biological. A woman's loyalty is a reflection of the emotional currency she's receiving, not a reflection of how good you are. So here's the real truth you need to understand. Loyalty isn't a right. It's an earned response. If you stop evoking the feelings she needs, excitement, admiration, safety, and desire, don't be shocked when her attention drifts. The relationship doesn't fail because she stopped loving you. It fails because you stopped making her feel alive in your presence. That's the harsh, painful reality most men never hear. Most men live in denial, believing loyalty is unconditional. But the moment the emotional connection wavers, so does the loyalty. and the more you cling, the faster it fades. You need to recognize this pattern before it silently erodes everything you've built. Understanding this changes everything: how you communicate, how you act, and most importantly, how you maintain the bond that keeps her loyal. Here's something most men will never admit out loud. Women are loyal to consistency in emotional impact, not consistency in presence. Think about it. You could live under the same roof for years, yet if your energy no longer excites her, no longer inspires her, she mentally checks out long before she physically leaves. It's subtle. She might smile, nod, even say she's happy, but inside, her mind is cataloging emotional experiences, comparing them to what she craves. Loyalty isn't about love. It's about the quality of feelings you evoke. This is where most men fail spectacularly. You assume loyalty is static. You think once she commits, it's set in stone. But human emotions aren't static. They're fluid, dynamic, and constantly evaluating. Every interaction matters. Every word, tone, gesture, or lack thereof either reinforces loyalty or erodes it. And unlike men, women are neurologically wired to notice small emotional shifts. A slight drop in energy, attentiveness, or excitement doesn't go unnoticed. It registers like a warning signal, creating subtle cracks in her attachment long before you see it. Let's be clear, she isn't playing games. Her brain is scanning for sustained emotional satisfaction. If you fail to provide it, the mind looks elsewhere for stimulation. That doesn't make her shallow or manipulative. It makes her human. Loyalty isn't unconditional. It's earned and maintained. And the moment she finds a better emotional experience, whether it's a new connection, a hobby, or a shift in her life, her attachment to you weakens. Here's the part most men refuse to confront. Your actions are meaningless without emotional resonance. You could provide financial security, grand gestures, or unwavering support. But if she doesn't feel a spark of admiration, desire, or excitement, your presence becomes irrelevant. You are competing with feelings, not with other men. If her emotional needs aren't met by you, they will be met elsewhere, because her brain prioritizes reward, fulfillment, and emotional vitality over loyalty to a static idea of a man. This is why understanding female psychology isn't optional. It's survival. Ignoring this truth keeps you blind to the invisible erosion happening in your relationship. Every slight disengagement on your part, every moment you stop evoking meaningful feelings, chips away at her loyalty. And the worst part, most men never recognize it until it's too late. The key here is not control, not manipulation, it's awareness. Loyalty blooms when a woman feels emotionally alive and secure simultaneously. It dies when those feelings stagnate or disappear. Once you grasp this principle, you see the world differently. Loyalty isn't given, it's earned in the realm of emotions every single day. The sooner you accept that, the sooner you can become the kind of man who isn't just loved, but irreplaceably felt. Now, let me pull back the curtain even further. Women are not loyal to logic, reason, or promises. They are loyal to patterns. Not patterns of behavior that are convenient or predictable, but patterns that consistently make them feel something powerful: desire, safety, validation, excitement, or respect. Every interaction reinforces or disrupts this pattern. Miss it once, and it's a warning. Miss it repeatedly, and loyalty begins to crumble without either of you noticing until it's almost gone. Here's the thing men rarely grasp. Emotional patterns are invisible forces shaping her loyalty. She doesn't consciously track your gestures in spreadsheets or measure time spent together. She tracks how you make her feel over time. That's it. A pattern of emotional engagement creates a sense of reliability that feels safe yet stimulating. When the pattern breaks, even slightly, her mind starts scanning for alternatives. And trust me, she doesn't do this consciously. Her brain is just trying to maintain balance between reward and risk. Let me give you an example. Say you've been the man who makes her laugh, admires her intelligence, and makes her feel desired. Suddenly you get distracted, take her for granted, or stop showing that spark that made her chase you in the first place. It's subtle. Maybe it's just a text that's late, a compliment that's missing, a tone that's cold, but those small deviations break the pattern. Her subconscious mind begins asking, am I still getting the emotional experience I crave? Loyalty begins to fracture long before words or actions signal it. Most men think loyalty is about what she says. They assume, If she tells me she's committed, she is. That's naive. Words are cheap in the emotional economy of the female mind. Loyalty is measured in how she feels consistently in your presence, not the promises she utters when she's feeling good. Emotional resonance is your true currency. If you spend it wisely, she clings. If you waste it, it evaporates, and no amount of pleading or logic can restore it. Here's another truth that cuts deeper. Women are wired to test, unconsciously, whether you can maintain this emotional pattern under stress, boredom, and change. This is where most men collapse. They assume stability is enough, but stability without emotional impact is nothing. The loyalty she shows in comfort will vanish when the pattern falters in challenge. Your power isn't in being a provider or a companion. It's in being an emotional architect, someone who designs her daily experiences so that she feels both alive and safe simultaneously. Once you internalize this, everything changes. You stop fearing disloyalty because you understand what drives it. You stop chasing validation and start creating feelings worth loyalty. You stop hoping she stays and start ensuring she feels compelled to stay. Because loyalty isn't a gift, it's the natural outcome of the emotional ecosystem you maintain around her, and few men ever learn this. Here's the part most men will never accept. Women are loyal to their experience of you, not your intent. You can have the purest intentions, the kindest heart, the most honorable character, but if your presence doesn't consistently ignite emotions she craves, loyalty doesn't exist in her mind. Intentions are invisible, feelings are tangible. This is why so many good men are blindsided, left confused, thinking, I gave her everything, why did she leave? The answer is harsh, but simple. The emotional experience you provided no longer matched what she needed. Think about it like this. She doesn't wake up every morning asking, am I loyal to him? She wakes up asking, how do I feel around him? And that feeling dictates every decision she makes. If she feels excitement, admiration, desire, or safety, her loyalty skyrockets. If she feels boredom, neglect, or disappointment, her loyalty erodes, silently, invisibly, until one day, it's gone. This is not manipulation, it's biology, it's evolution, and it's relentless. Many men focus on the wrong things. They believe loyalty is built through promises, history, or even sacrifice. It's not. Loyalty is built through consistent emotional reinforcement. Every smile, every touch, every meaningful word matters. Small inconsistencies matter more than you think. Forget to notice her, forget to challenge her, forget to make her feel alive, and the cracks widen. The danger is that these cracks often go unnoticed until she's emotionally distant, leaving you scratching your head. Here's another truth most men avoid. Women are constantly evaluating their emotional landscape. They compare past experiences, current interactions, and even imagined futures, all against the question, does he make me feel alive? Loyalty is not a static state. It's a moving target, shaped by how you show up every single day. The moment you stop consciously maintaining that emotional ecosystem, you risk losing her without ever knowing why. So if you want real, lasting loyalty, stop focusing on proving your worth through words, status, or possessions. Focus on how you make her feel, consistently, intentionally, and unpredictably in the best way. Make her feel desire, respect, safety, and excitement simultaneously. Because when you do, her mind doesn't question loyalty. It's built into her emotional wiring. And here's the ultimate edge. Once you master this, you don't just secure loyalty. You become the kind of man she can't imagine living without. The kind of man whose presence isn't optional, it's necessary. Understanding this principle flips the script. It's no longer about hoping she stays. It's about creating the experience of you that naturally keeps her loyal, every day, without exception. And that, my friend, is the secret most men will never learn. Now, let me leave you with the final, unshakable truth. Women's loyalty is never about you. It's always about the feelings you create inside her. You are not her anchor, her savior, or her foundation. You are the catalyst for the emotional experiences she craves. The moment those experiences fade, so does loyalty. And the frightening part, most men spend their lives trying to deserve loyalty instead of designing the feelings that naturally inspire it. Here's the reality few men ever confront. A woman's mind is constantly asking, am I thriving emotionally with him? She doesn't keep score of your sacrifices or your intentions. She keeps score of how alive, desired, respected, and safe she feels when she's with you. That's your real leverage. That's your power. If you lose that, everything else, status, gifts, promises, becomes irrelevant. You can try to negotiate loyalty with words, but words alone cannot override emotional truth. This is why self-awareness is your secret weapon. Most men operate blindly, assuming time, effort, and history guarantee loyalty. They wait for her to commit fully, unaware that her loyalty has been quietly eroding because her emotional needs are unmet. Awareness changes the game. When you understand exactly what drives her loyalty, you stop chasing validation and start creating value that is impossible to ignore. You stop wondering if she'll stay and start making sure she wants to stay because of the way you make her feel. And here's the kicker. Maintaining loyalty isn't about manipulation or control. It's about mastering yourself first. The man who is emotionally present, consistent, confident, and unpredictable in the right ways commands loyalty naturally. He doesn't plead or beg. He doesn't need proof. His energy alone cultivates devotion because she associates him with emotions she can't give up. You become the standard, the measure of her emotional satisfaction, and she unconsciously aligns her loyalty around that. The final truth is simple but profound. A woman's loyalty will always reflect the emotional ecosystem you create. You are either the man who energizes her, excites her, and challenges her, or the man she drifts away from without realizing it. Nothing else matters. Not history, not gifts, not promises. Only the way you make her feel every single day. So if you truly want to understand what women are loyal to, stop chasing superficial signs. Focus on emotions, focus on energy, focus on the experience of you. That is the unspoken rule, the hidden truth, and the ultimate power that will keep her drawn to you, mentally, emotionally, and irreversibly. Once you internalize this, you don't just survive in relationships, you dominate them in a way most men never will.